Hey guys, usually we start these videos with some sort of little sketch or piece of trivia or something, but today I just wanted to say hi. You know, we are not only more than halfway through 25 days of suggestions this year, we're also almost halfway through the month, and I just wanted to check in with you guys and just talk a little bit. Want to see how you're all doing. I hope you're all having an enjoyable December and a good weekend. Pretty sure Hanukkah starts tonight. If you celebrate that, I hope you're having a good first night of that. Yeah, just wanted to know what you guys have been up to, how you're doing. So let me know in the comments how your month's been going. Hope you all have been doing well. Personally, I am pretty excited. I have only a few more final projects to go, and then I'm done for the semester. I have to finish an essay, and then I have an online test I got to do, and then on Wednesday I have a final monologue for my acting class. We got to do a new monologue and an older one from earlier in the semester, so I'm about to do a new revised performance of the Mater one that I shared here on the channel. But yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. Any specific gifts you want this holiday season? Any cars? Any other stuff? You see any good movies lately? Started watching the new Knives Out last night. I'm not a big fan of Rian Johnson for reasons, but you know, this one's actually pretty good. I really like it so far. It's been pretty fun, pretty wacky, but pretty fun too. Yeah. So just wanted to say hey, and stay tuned for the rest of 25 Days of Suggestions, because we have some insanely cool special guest openings that you'll be seeing in the next few days. So yeah. Hello everybody, and welcome to day 14 of 25 Days of Suggestions 2025. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Artist Ramone, a suggestion from 24/7TM VSMT Suzuka. Thank you so much for your suggestion, as always. Now, funny thing about this Ramone, Artist Ramone here is not the first Ramone diecast we received with this paint job. This is, of course, the Ramone that we see at the beginning of Cars 2. This guy first released in 2016, but 3 years before him, we received Body Shop Ramone, which is this exact same Ramone, but with a slightly different facial expression and his paint gun on the side. I got that last summer in a haul that I bought off of the Piston 11, and I reviewed it just a couple months back. It feels like I just reviewed it. I reviewed him in October, so kind of funny that we reviewed that guy a few months back, and now for 25 Days of Suggestions, this Ramone was picked, the follow-up Ramone, the regular variant of him. Now, Artist Ramone here is a Ramone that I genuinely really like. I think it's a really great item. It's one that I got in 2016. I was going through a couple month long Cars phase in 2016. Every couple of years, I would, on and off, go back to buying a couple of Cars diecasts, and this is one I distinctly wanted to get back in 2016, so I did just that. And I think it's a really nice Ramone, a really fun one, a really cool one. Not my favorite Cars 2 Ramone. That is easily Radiator Springs Ramone, which is probably my favorite Ramone of all time, but it is a pretty nice one. Unfortunately, a really funny error Mattel made with this a few years ago has, I think, kind of permanently altered its status, at least probably for some of you guys, right? This Ramone, these days on the channel, is better known as Ramone Green. In fact, the person that suggested it didn't suggest Artist Ramone, they suggested Ramone Green. The comment said Ramone Green, okay? When I write down my suggestions, as you guys see, when I show the name picker at the end of each video, I don't write the name of the commenter. I just write the name of the car, and then I go back through my comments, and I just do, like, you know, Control F, search and find, search and replace, whatever. And I find the name of the commenter so I could give them a shout out. I could not, for the life of me, find Artist Ramone anywhere. And I was like, oh, maybe they forgot the name or something. So I just typed in Ramone and immediately found a comment that said Ramone Green. So yeah, this is Ramone Green. Back in 2022, when this car came out, for whatever reason, his card back said Ramone Green and not Artist Ramone, which is so hilarious on so many levels. Number one, this is not Green Ramone. It is a Green Ramone, but, you know, it's not Green Ramone. Green Ramone is a separate item. Number two, that's just not how the English language works. And it's just so insane to me that that's what this ended up being called. for this year. That is how other languages would say that, right? Green Ramone in Spanish would be Ramone Verde. In fact, if you look at the packaging for Ramone Green, you can see it says that right there next to this. But yeah, this actually said Ramone Green back in 2022. Now in 2024, when he was released again, they did correct it, although this time it just said Ramone. One of my biggest pet peeves in the Cars Diecast line is when they take items that used to have variant names and remove the variant name. But in the case of this, just calling him Ramone is definitely better than the absolute mess that was Ramone Green. I'm trying to do a joke in the title of the video where I cross out where it says Artist Ramone and instead do Ramone Green. It is really difficult to figure out how to do strike-through text on a YouTube title. I have to go to another website and copy and paste that text into the title, but hopefully this works. I think it would just be a very funny visual gag for the title of the review. Anyway, I do quite like this Ramone expression. It is a pretty generic one, but it's one that definitely works. Looks like we had a little chip on his lovely mustache there. But yeah, this is, I don't know, it's not one of the best Ramone expressions, but I think it is one that fits for the character and certainly looks like how Ramone's face is designed in Cars 2 and more recent Cars projects. Something really cool about this Ramone is actually that it's textured. All these lines are textured on there, which is really, really nice. He's got a pretty intricate pattern here with all these different rectangles and a few different angles here and there. Very, very nice. We also have a much lighter stripe, almost kind of yellow in color with this nice light blue. It's a very, I don't know, this is very like springtime Ramone to me. Not as much as Easter Ramone, of course, but yeah, very nice. It's always cool to see, you know, when we have two Ramones that are the same color, because this is not the first Green Ramone, right? That would be Green Ramone in the first movie. This is, of course, the first Ramone Green. But these are both Green Ramones, and they are completely different. This is a much different shade of green, and just a completely different look, completely different vibe. We have this sort of pinstripe arrow here. This kind of reminds me of the Radiator, not the Radiator Cat Mountain, of Willie's Butte. Of course, that is something that was done much more directly on Radiator Springs Ramone, but yeah, we always have these sort of unique shapes on Ramone's paint jobs. Very interesting. This Ramone has a lot of silver highlights around him, around the eyes and the windows. It's something you didn't really see on older Ramone diecasts, but it's something they make a conscious effort to include on his variants nowadays. This, I think, is really one of the first sort of definitive modern Ramones. They kind of changed how they design Ramone diecasts in the mid-2010s, and of course by the late 2010s we were getting new updated Ramones basically every year, a trend that still continues pretty much to this day. The one thing that most modern Ramones have that this is missing is, of course, the little Radiator Spring sign in his back window. For whatever reason, it's not here, and his windows are a much darker color than they usually are. There is a look at the back with the low and slow license plate, as per usual. There is a look at the other side, and finally a look at the base. This is his original China release. As I said earlier, I got him back in 2016. Not sure if Ramone Green himself has any differences, despite all the jokes about it. I never went out of my way to buy the Thailand variant of this guy. But now, of course, before we wrap up today's video, it's time to run the old random name picker and see what's gonna be next. So let's remove Ramone here. See, we're just gonna Control F and there we go. Remove Artist Ramone from the list. Goodbye, my good friend. And now we're gonna see who's next. A couple people suggested minis. It'd be cool to review a mini racer. I haven't done that yet this year. It's gonna be no. we got two joke cars in a row. Oh my god. First we got two tractors in a row. Now we have two running joke cars in a row. Oh my gosh, Hot Rod Steve. I cannot wait for Hot Rod Steve rehearsal tomorrow. Oh, this is going to be a highlight of the year. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next video. Bye now.